There's a storm on the horizon, a time of hardship and pain. This battle has been won, but the war against the machines rages on. Skynet's global network remains strong, but we will not quit until all of it is destroyed. This is John Connor. There is no fate but what we make.
There is no fate but what we make for ourselves, listeners. And there is no podcast but what we make for ourselves. Yes, this is the last visual episode of the 2-Minute Terminator, where we break down the Terminator films 2 minutes at a time. That was, of course, Christian Bale giving away or handing over the movie, I guess, to eternity as he got his heart transplant from Marcus, undeservedly so, as is the opinion of the presenters on this podcast, no less. And, yeah, as we wrap up on our last kind of episode, as we actually look at something moving on the screen apart from the credits, we say goodbye to the cast who didn't return for the sequel to Terminator Salvation because it didn't do very well. It was the most expensive film, or still actually one of the most expensive films ever put into production, at over $200 million. And for what we see on screen, I can't really see where the money was spent. And McG is actually like an experienced director, so I don't know. Again, they reached back to Terminator 2, a much better film, to use their last quote, "There is no fate but what we make for ourselves." And as envisioned and discussed in the last episode, why do you need John Connor at this point?
I'm a virgin.
I'm a virgin. Why would you need John Connor at this point? Because, like, Marcus Wright has all the inside track on Skynet. He's proved himself to be a worthy and good person. He's got altruistic tendencies. He does have more of a heart, a human heart, if you will, than perhaps even John Connor, the leader of the Resistance. So why he gives his heart away so Christian Bale can live, I have no idea. The only thing I can think of is that Christian Bale was like, I want to be John Connor, and I don't want to die at the end, and it should be John Connor.
That's exactly how it happened.
Yeah, I think so.
Right, hit the music.
Howdy, stranger.
Don't say howdy, stranger, to me.
You didn't do the fourth.
Thank God. It sucked. It sucked.
And we're off.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. We're back.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've never done a Harry Potter score for the background. I've kind of run out of, like, action movies of the era for our bumper music. If you've only just joined us, listeners, this is your first episode. What are you doing? There's 246 episodes we've just gone by that you haven't even listened to. No, I've been invented yet.
Not even invented yet.
We usually play.
Can't say malarkey.
Usually, we play the background bumper music for each show with an action, adventure, and/or fantasy film from the golden era of cinema, the 1980s. But we've kind of run out of those and doubled up and used them twice, 3 times sometimes. I thought it was time for a change.
3 times a lady.
So this is 2001's Harry Potter and the... Oh, shit, which one is this?
First one?
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
That's the first one.
Now, that's the American title. I think the English title is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I don't know why they were changed. Maybe someone can write in and let me know. But that's the way it is.
But also, the author's English. So it would have been the Americans that would have changed it.
Oh, yeah, but maybe they didn't know what a philosopher was. It's usually something that's stupid.
That would make sense.
They're like, what's a philosopher, Wilbur?
It just makes me think of Team America. Repeat, we have no intelligence. So good.
This is episode 56 of season 4. We're on Terminator Salvation, and we're going from minutes 112 to 114. The 2 minutes bridging that gap.
But nothing happens because it's all credits.
Well, no, it basically starts with the helicopter peeling out into a kind of Apocalypse Now type sunset.
I wouldn't know, Ethan. You haven't showed me it. You've got the computer on your lap and it's out of my
vision. I
vision.
thought you meant Apocalypse Now, the movie.
No.
You've seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. I'm a bit,
Yeah.
That. It's a bit like, you know what? Patrice said this. He said, I like Godfather. It's a good movie.
But it's just a bit...
But I kind of feel like I'm supposed to like it.
Yeah, because it's a classic.
And Goodfellas is actually better. I feel the same way about a lot of Vietnam
I
films.
really like Goodfellas.
Yeah, Goodfellas is good.
Mm.
Basically, the clips, I guess... Clips. It starts with the helicopters peeling off into a sunset, I guess. Weird, actually, the symbolism. She's going off into the night as opposed to the dawn. Maybe it is the dawn, but whatever.
The dawn of a new era.
No, it can't be the dawn.
This
They've
is the
done
dawn
the operation of the day, and they're flying John back
of
to
a new
the
era.
secret base.
I think that was the specials.
But basically, it ends with the rigging electricians on the credits and all the people that worked under them. In fact, the dimmer board operator, Brian Booth, and it ends with Michael Warren, who's the rigging grip foreman. A grip, I think, is the electrical department, so it's someone who plugs shit in, basically. If I'm wrong, please write in and correct me and berate me online.
Oh my god.
If you want to watch the clip we're actually talking about, as I say in most of the episodes, we do this now, listeners. All our shows are on YouTube, and you can actually follow along with the clip on repeat to your heart's content, Mystery Science Theatre 3K style. So there we go. Let the games begin.
What can we possibly say about this, though? I can't even see anything.
Well, I mean, it's John Connor's speech about we face a new dawn, etc.
Oh, it's the Vanilla Sky face.
It's
okay.
the Vanilla Sky face. Ellie rightly pointed out that he looks a bit like Tom Cruise when he's got half his face bandaged in Vanilla Sky.
Why didn't you like that film?
There's loads of reasons. A lot of it kind of doesn't. It makes sense, but it kind of doesn't make sense.
Okay, so I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I've only ever seen it once. It was quite a long time ago, but I remember at the time thinking, "Oh God, Tom Cruise!" But everyone was out. I think my parents were away at the weekend. There was no one around, and I was like, "Ugh, come on then, let's give this film a go." I actually really enjoyed it. I can't really remember what happens, but I do remember that I thought, actually, for schmooze, that's all right.
No, I think it's trying to be too
Plus,
clever than
what's her face? Penelope Cruz. Oh, she's so hot in that movie.
she gets the puffies out in that.
Beautiful woman. She's one of those women that actually looks worse when she puts makeup on.
Yeah.
Naturally,
that's
just
true beauty, isn't it?
That's true. Yeah, she is truly beautiful. She looks amazing just when she's au naturel. Well done, Penelope. Well done.
Open your eyes. I think it's a bit boring.
Open your ass.
It's surreal,
I'm a virgin.
but in a bad way. I'm a virgin.
Oh god, that's so good. Dude, that's literally on loop in my head.
I don't know. It's just I don't enjoy it. It was a miss for me.
Okay.
It's basically his last final thoughts being downloaded on his computer, and that's what he remembers. And he thinks he's been in an accident, and he's trying to get his girlfriend back. And actually, it's just his brain in the computer because they froze his head or something. Because his injuries are so grave, he gets cryogenically frozen, and hopefully will wake up one day in a world where they can repair him and he can live again. And he carries through that.
I wonder why it's called
His
Vanilla
love.
Sky.
It's just very confusing, and it's just like, this is the thing with cryogenics. Like, a lot of people have done that. They've had their brains frozen for the future. If you came into a world of the future, you'd never fit into it.
It just makes me think of Futurama with all the brains in the jars. Or
But
no,
it
actually,
would.
wait, it's all the heads in the jars, should I say?
If you were put to sleep and woke up 200 years from now, you'd be
Or-
rejected by society and you wouldn't be able to fit in. Look how far we've come technologically in just the last 10 years. We had Nokia 3210s in 2006, and now we've got these like wafer-thin laptops, the thing we're doing this freaking show on. I've got a phone in my hand which is more powerful
Which is
than
shit.
any of the computers that launched the Apollo series astronauts into space. Can you imagine what we will have in another 20 years or 30 years? Google cars, self-driving cars, a more advanced version of
Yeah,
Siri.
and people will be even more stupider.
Sex robots.
If that's even a word.
No, I think people may be cleverer.
No, I don't.
Remember, there's
I feel that as technology progresses, humanity regresses.
I think we'll regress in terms of we'll merge with machines.
I don't think that's going to happen.
It will happen. You've got a phone, Ellie. We've had this discussion before, but
I know,
as it's the last show,
and
kind of,
you
and we've
still
got new
haven't
listeners.
convinced me that one day we're going to just merge with machines. I just
Okay,
don't.
well, if you went blind in one eye and they had a cybernetic eye, would you have the cybernetic eye?
No.
You wouldn't.
No.
You'd rather be blind in one eye.
Yeah.
Why? Are
Because
you just being contrarian just
Yeah.
for the purposes of the show?
would I have a
You have
cybernetic
prosthetic limbs
eye?
now. If someone loses their leg.
Oh my god, I can't believe I completely forgot to tell you this. The other day when I was on the tube on the way back from work, there was a woman that got on and she had a glass eye. Like a really old woman. And this, for ages, I was like, why does that
she look
eye
like
look
remarkably
so
like Charles
weird?
Dance?
No.
It's because it wasn't moving.
I was like, why does it, and it was really black, and I was like, what is wrong with her eye? Like, there's something not quite right. And then all of a sudden I realised, like, oh my god, she's got
fake
a
eye.
glass eye. And then I just could not stop staring. I am that asshole that will just stare at someone if they've got something weird on them, or
Did you try and crack a joke with her as she was getting out of the tube? You went,
I've got a white
you
eye.
went, lady, you're all right. And you
You're
patted her on
all-
the back really hard. She went, pew.
No, but
I rolled off
I
under the
did
tube.
once make a massive faux pas. I think I might have told you guys already, but it was years ago when I was 18. I was at Rain Dance, which was this legal rave in SE1. And I went up to this guy who was in a wheelchair, and I'm not going to lie, I was gunning my tits off. And I thought I was being really nice and really supportive of my fellow raver. And I went over to him and I tapped him on the back, went, "Well done, mate, raving it up with the best of us," and walked off. Apparently his face just, like, drops. I was like, oh no, I meant it in the best way possible.
Well,
Still though, if you're gurning your tits off and you see someone in a wheelchair, the amount of weird things I've seen at raves. I remember when I was at uni, when I was 18, and me and my mate were waiting outside. Oh god, what was it called?
We usually reserve this part of the show till the end of the show.
Shit.
Ellie's Life.
C10, I think it was called. It was like one of the rave clubs in Plymouth before it got shut down because of all the drug taking and all that malarkey. Malarkey. And we were waiting in the queue, and this woman, she was there by herself. She was in her 40s. She had all the neon rave gear on, and she had a bucket and spade. And I went, why have you got a bucket and spade? And she just looked at me and she went, "You'll see later." And then about 4 or 5 hours later, when I could barely see, I saw her on the dance floor. Looked like she was like digging a fake hole and like putting the spoils in a bucket. It was so weird. Anyway, back to the credits.
Well, to use that man you saw in the wheelchair, if there was some cybernetic legs they could just clip onto you, he would definitely take them.
Onto you?
Ellie.
Oh, for God's sake.
If you lost one leg and there was an amazing prosthetic leg which felt and looked like skin and responded to temperature and stuff and you could feel through it, you'd have it done, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So it's not much of a leap to think, well,
but
eventually,
how much would that cost, Ethan?
If you could download your consciousness into a machine.
How much is all this going to cost, Ethan?
It's not the point, Ellie.
It is the point.
It's not.
Everything is about cost. Everything's about money.
I think money will go away.
I don't think it will.
I think it will.
Dude, you look at like the New World Order and the Illuminati and all these.
I know.
There is no way that money's going to be eradicated. That is fucking retarded if you believe that.
That's old world thinking. That's thinking that you need money and stuff. Look at all these. When you go to a supermarket, Ellie, you've got machines now. You scan yourself through, so that's cutting jobs. They've got robots that build cars. Eventually, robots and cybernetics and electronics will do all the labor-intensive stuff for us. Now, whether you have a conversation in the future about how machines are treated and they have rights as well, that's another story.
Oh, God.
When you get a labor...
Stop kicking me!
When you get a labour force that is completely automated, and what do people do with their time then? Do you create art and do things? If you could do anything you wanted to do all the time, would people become like lazy and complacent?
I'd just be fucking all the time.
Exactly, but I think a lot of people, would they become lazy or complacent, or would they do their heart's desire? Would they? What
would you do, Ethan?
I don't know. I'd probably go and do makeup, special effects. But you have to bear in mind, there probably wouldn't be any money. You'd be doing things for the love of actually doing them. Because if there was no money in acting, or there was no money in doing a job that you actually wanted, but you probably were doing it for the money on some level or the fame, as soon as you take all that away, you'd probably, for the most part, people would be drawn to the things they actually wanted to do, or altruistic things. I think when things become even more automated and machines do become part of the lexicon of things, I think we'll... Okay,
let's take it from that perspective.
Kind of eliminate
let's say robots do all the jobs and then people are just left to their own devices. What about... Think about how many messed up people there are in the world.
Doll scroungers. Would we become a world of doll scroungy type people?
Exactly. Do we really want these people just doing loads of hedonistic...
No, I believe in that Star Trek thing where people start... you get it now with the internet. For all the social justice, all the people going, "Oh, these dogs are being murdered for the dog eating festival in, Burma or bloody
China, isn't it?
Somewhere." But the point is, people start sharing that, and that man who does homeless people's haircuts, you get more of an altruistic feeling coming into society because of technology, because of the connections we have. Hillary Clinton's corruption, everyone knows all about that now, and that information is instantly shared and spreads around the world. So that old world thinking of Hillary and Clinton and the way the government is run and stuff, because of technology, because of the instant connection that people can have all around the world, do you or do you not have a more altruistic Star Trek type future ahead of you?
You say yes. I'm undecided. I don't think I agree with solely what you say.
No, but I think there'll be a merging with man and machine as we get. Like, what if there was an implant in your head, Ellie, where you could, like the Matrix, where you could instantly learn to play the piano in 20 seconds, and they just upload the knowledge, and not just the knowledge, the philosophy,
But
the
then
experience.
life would be so fucking dull.
because you'd
Ethan,
never earn anything.
your issue with all those people in your past.
Because you don't.
What's the problem with them?
It's
They
all given
haven't.
to
They
them,
haven't had
earned it.
any hardship. They haven't had to learn anything. They haven't had to strive. They haven't had to try.
So because they've not earned it, they've not developed character behind that. There's
Yeah.
no character through adversity, and therefore the goals that they've achieved are not as sweet, or therefore they're not, because it's so hard to get to point one.
Basically, it's just a life of privilege.
But that's the way things are going. I mean, if you
But it's not. How is that the way things
we
are going?
lead a life of privilege based on the way people lived 100 years ago, right?
Yeah, massively. But also, you look at most of the population of the world, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but dude, most of the population of this
There's a
world,
disparity between rich and poor.
huge.
So again, if things were automated and technologically done, you wouldn't need sweatshops in India that make the clothes we're probably standing and sitting in right now. You wouldn't need, wouldn't it help? Wouldn't it deindustrialize many parts of the world, and things were done for us? The world maybe would change, so we'd connect with each other. There wouldn't
No.
be like a class system.
No,
Everyone would be the same.
no,
Really?
no.
So what happens in the future then?
What I think is going to happen is there's going to be a huge cull, and there's going to be some kind of like virus that's going to be set out
Do
to
you know what
try
I
and
think there'll be a merge
try
of
and
man and machine?
try and stabilize or try and reduce the world's population.
I think there'll be a merge between man and machine, say, because there'll be this latest upgrade. Like the phone will go the phone will be a chip in your head.
But
And people will
also-
go, "Oh, have you seen the latest phone? It just chips into your head. You can hear the voices in your head. You don't need earphone anymore. It will be amazing." And people will start doing that through progress, through keeping up with their friends. They'll start slowly merging and slowly becoming more machine-like. I'm not saying like actual hard technology stuck in your body like TerMINator. I'm talking about soft technology where like microchips and robots are grown, so it's almost like almost another organic life form, but more advanced. Like the
Maybe it
robots at the
will,
end
maybe
of
it
AI.
won't. But I think if it does, that's very, very, very dangerous.
Well, that I think humans in their current form can't survive. We've got to a point now with our technology that our philosophy hasn't caught up.
No, exactly.
Half the world
Technology
thinks you
is
should have your head chopped
accelerating
off,
at a rate we cannot keep up
or be
with.
like
Which is why, like, depression rates and suicide rates are so high.
Our
People
spirit-
just cannot deal with, like, modern day, like, climate of.
It's not that. I think our spiritual growth hasn't grown as fast as the technology, and that's why you've got in one country you'll have your head cut off or thrown off a building if you're gay. Women are not allowed to do this or that. And I think we're getting to a point now where we're going to destroy ourselves unless we take the next step and become like one with the technology that we're developing.
But why does it have to be through technology?
Because it's already, as I said before, it's already showing you, even on Facebook, all these like.
But with
social
technology,
justice-y-
Ethan, with technology, shit goes wrong. That's why I don't hold a lot of faith in, this is going to happen and we're all going to be, merging with machines and blah, 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 blah. As human beings, it's difficult enough to kind of keep yourself healthy and functioning
You've already merged
properly.
with machines. You get the train to work.
No,
You
you know what I
have-
mean, Ethan?
No.
Don't do the chick thing
No.
on me now.
Your iPhone is the chimpanzee version of whatever the robots will be in 100 years.
Yeah, but that's not part of my body. That's not in my system.
It will be one day.
Yeah, but I'm saying now, Ethan.
I'm saying now is the first step towards that.
Okay, I'm
You
just
can't
gonna
live-
scrap what
You can't
the
live
whole-
without your phone, can you?
I could have a bog standard phone.
No, but then again, no. But that's what I'm saying. The communication, the speed and ease which you can reach people, it
Yeah.
saves you in an emergency. If you're locked out of your house, you can call someone and go to their house for a bit. If you miss the train, you can call someone and try and help you, give you some money or pick you up.
Yeah, but you're not going to die if you don't have that.
No,
It
but
makes life
you're
more difficult, but you don't need
Exactly.
it to live.
And there'll be something beyond that phone that you have in your hand now that will be even more convenient and even better. And eventually, it'll be so small or so like organic, it will become implanted in your body.
Well, I hope I'm dead by the time that happens.
Why?
Because I just don't like the idea of that at all.
Dude, if I could have, like...
No, but Ethan, you will quite happily fuck a sex robot, and I don't buy into that stuff.
Yeah, because, all right, listeners, male listeners, here we go. You just talk about being spoiled. As a woman,
Okay. Also,
You
can we
don't-
also say as a woman, I am least woman. Okay, I've got the
So why are you
physical attributes.
Why are you defending a point before I've even said anything? Boys, we all know this. If you've ever broken up with a girl, it always hits the guy hardest. And I think one of the reasons is...
How does it?
Let me speak. The reason being, when a guy gets dumped, he goes back to square one. He's kind of screwed. Unless you've got game, and this is something I guess you develop as you get older as a man. A man has to develop guile, charm, and cunning in order to get a woman. A woman just has to be there. A woman, even an ugly woman, could walk out of a building right now and stop any man in the street and say, do you want to come over to my house and have sex with me? And I think within 4 or 5 men, you'd get one to say yes. Now, if a man said that to any woman in the street, even if he looked like Julio Iglesias, I think he'd be slapped in the face constantly, have the police called, be called every harassing name under the sun, because women have it so easy as a woman. And it's not that women are better or anything. It's just like the deck is stacked that way through nature. Women can make the choice because women don't need to do anything apart from actually be there. And for a lot of the cases,
Well, last
and you'll attest
weekend,
to this,
Ethan, will be testament to the fact that that's not fucking true.
you date with Joe. That, yeah, but that was a different thing.
How was that different?
Because that's, your affrontedness by it. I've been in trouble with ladies over the years when we've had a dangerous liaison, and I've gone, well, that's great, and I'd rather just be friends. There's hell to pay if that happens, because a woman is used to calling the shots. From the age of 11 years old, pretty much every boy you've come across through school or through your teens has wanted to fuck you, and if he hasn't, if the opportunity came up, he would take it. Women have that luxury from the jump, so when a woman gets turned down by a guy, it's like, what? What? Whereas guys get turned down all the time, and that's where you develop. Well, there was that book, The Game, which came out, which was like how to pull women and how to do this, and these successful life hacks to get through the female psychology to kind of get to the bit that you want. Whether that's like whatever moral stance you take on that, it is what it is. But like, a woman doesn't really need to develop those interpersonal skills that a guy has to do to pull a woman.
An ugly woman does.
No, even then, because an ugly woman, and we know a few, get laid all the time. Ellie, come on, you've got to admit, you can't disagree with me. For the most part, in terms of dating, women have it easy. You're just having trouble at the moment because I think you lack a certain confidence in yourself that you can't just like bring it home at the very last minute, I think.
I love that we're discussing this now.
No, but you brought it up. I'm just saying in general, you have to agree to some degree or completely, Ellie, that women have it a lot easier than men in terms of
I don't know
what
how
they
we
want.
got onto this from you wanting to fuck a sex robot.
Because when they start inventing sex robots, it will take away all that dating horseshit, all that rubbish, all that stupid stuff that women have in their head, like, oh, what do you think, I'm a whore if I do this? No, I won't. Just live in the moment.
But I don't think that every man will be quite happily spend like £5,000 on a robot to have sex with it.
If it could interact with you in a meaningful way, if
it's
it was
weird, man. If it weirds me
Ellie.
out, then it's gonna. And the
No,
thing is
because
I've
we've discussed this
I've
in-
asked a few dudes, and they're like, no.
No, but yeah, but they're thinking of those stupid real dolls. I'm talking in 100 years' time when you've got artificial skin, which looks like skin.
Well, according
When
to you,
you've
we're all
got-
going to be robots then anyway. So what's
When
the
you've
point?
got artificial intelligence, when it looks like a person and talks like a person, responds, and has its own personality quirks, but it looks like a 10. Now, are you telling me that that wouldn't change the world and revolutionize this? I mean, you could get men ones as well, but like it would remove all the horse shit. There wouldn't be prostitution anymore because there wouldn't be sex to pay for. You just buy your sex robot, and when
Ethan,
you
what's
needed
the thing you like most about having sex?
I think
What's
for
the
a lot,
most important
I
thing
think a lot
about
of
having
people,
sex?
it's the physical stimulus.
No,
With me, it's the
Ethan,
connection.
Good sex is all about connection.
But as I
No,
I'm
no.
no,
And that's not just you.
Ellie, I just said an artificially intelligent robot that would have its own personality quirks, that would be tailor-made for you, that would learn like the Terminator in Terminator 2 and 3.
Okay.
Are you honestly... Look.
Dude, I left the room about 10 minutes ago.
All right, those real dolls, Ellie. They look pretty good, don't they?
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck one.
I know, but Ellie, look at me. Some of them look really good.
They do.
Now apply that.
But they're rubber dolls.
I know. Now in the 80s, a rubber doll was an inflatable doll with like a mouth like that. You see them now on hen and stag parties, like tied to the bride. That's what we had in the 80s, 25, 30 years ago. Now take that real doll technology along with Siri and add...
Dude, if I don't even...
Take Siri and real doll technology and add 50 years, what do you think you'll honestly have, Ellie? Do you not think you'll have a perfect Blade Runner-esque Daryl Hannah Priss sex robot?
I'm sure they will.
No, but come on. The moral implications aside, that will happen.
Yeah.
Technology, sex drives all technology.
Dude, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. At no stage have I said that's not going to happen.
If I'd have told you when you had your Nokia 3210 in 2002, I'd have gone, in less than 10 years, Ellie, you can talk into your phone and go, can you tell me where this is, phone? And it'll go, yes, I can. It's right over here. And it'll give you a list of what you were looking for called Siri. Now, admittedly, it's not perfect, but the voice recognition technology, the artificial intelligence there.
Okay, let's take that.
Apply 30 years to that even.
That's fine. But then riddle me this. I know people that refuse to get smartphones and still have those phones where the battery lasts for like 2 weeks. So what I disagree with you is when you say, oh yeah, women are going to be obsolete, we're not going to need you anymore, blah, 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 blah. There will be a large percentage of the male population that, they'll be quite happy to fuck dolls.
I think it'll be a small percentage.
But I also think that there will be another similar size percentage of men that will go, I don't want to fuck a robot.
All right. Out of 100 friends, Ellie, that have phones, how many have got an Android or an iPhone 6 or 5, whatever?
Yeah, most of them,
Versus
but
someone who's got...
there's a huge difference between putting something against your head and then actually fucking sticking your dick in something.
No.
When you're on your...
Ellie.
Ethan, I don't even like using vibrators or dildos.
You're done.
You're
obsolete. You know you're going to be obsolete.
Okay.
No, but out of the 100 people, Ellie, Ellie, answer me one question. Out of 100 people, how many have flip phones and Nokia 3210s in this day and age versus a smartphone or an iPhone?
Yeah, it's a very small percentage.
Now, why is it a small percentage versus everyone mostly has smartphones?
Because people
iPhones?
are sheep.
Because it's convenient. It does so many things.
Yeah, but also people are sheep, and it's fashion. And it's hype, and it's the media. The media are like, yeah, you need to have this phone, and you'll look like this, or you'll need to do that. Blah,
Most
blah, blah.
people take the path of least resistance.
Dude, the first iPhone, how long ago was that made?
No, if you've got
iPhones did the same thing back then as pretty much they do now, apart from the fact the cameras are better, and now you can play Pokemon Go.
Of least resistance. You can either go on a bunch of awful dates when the chick doesn't understand you, and she comes out with a bunch of rubbish. All right, Martin. Do you want to go out with Yasmin or go on a date with a chick like her? Or do you want to go out on a date with a chick that looks like Kelly LeBrock in her heyday, who's smarter, more charming, more beautiful, and she can take a dick like a champ? People would choose convenience and technology over that any day. Do you not think?
Yes, Ethan, I do. Anyway.
I think technology, the way things are going, moral implications aside, will go that way. And I think then, when you've got people turning to machines for even their pleasure at that point, physical pleasure, there will be a merging of man and machine. Not in terms of I got a robot pregnant, but I think by that time you'll have a chip in your head that you can make phone calls, send emails, you've got GPS and stuff to guide you. You'll have a heads-up display in your own eyes with your artificial, like Geordie LaForge eyes from Star Trek. You'll slowly start being replaced bit by machine until I think maybe in like within 1,000, 2,000 years, you'll have this kind of like this hybrid soft technology machine like race of people on the planet. More empathic, more funny, more just better than humans. Better than these meat robots that we actually are now, no? I think the machine revolution will happen like TerMINator, bringing it back. But I don't think it'll be this dark future. That's just me, though.
That is just you. Anyway, I've been Ellie Fitzgerald. I need to go to the toilet, so I'm going to let Ethan wrap this show up.
I've been Ethan McKinley, and we shall return with episode 57 tomorrow. Thank you once again for listening. I think Ellie's upset. we'll do a report on the show tomorrow. Thank you for listening, folks. I do hope you enjoy these shows. We are going to come up with TerMINator Genesis in about 3 weeks. And we'll see you then. Tomorrow, of course, hopefully we'll do one which just covers the rest of the credits. And then please do subscribe to the Facebook page at 2 Minute TerMInator on Facebook. Please follow us on 2 Minute TerMInator on Twitter. And please, you can follow the show as we discuss the clip, which we haven't really done in this episode, but it's kind of the end anyway. We just have a lovely debate about machines. You can find us on YouTube, where we do a Mystery Science Theatre 3K style show where we talk over the clip on repeat for the duration of that show. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for all your support, and we shall return with another episode tomorrow. Bye. Hasta la vista, baby.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
You are trashing my scene.
Shut the fuck up, would you? Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
And I ain't walking on this set if you're still hired.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
I'm fucking serious.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
You are trashing my scene. What don't you fucking understand? 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 Oh, fucking kick your fucking head. What don't you fucking understand? Oh, fucking kick your fucking head. What don't you fucking understand? Oh, fucking kick your fucking head. What don't you fucking understand? Oh, fucking kick your fucking head. Seriously, man, you and me, we're fucking done professionally. Fucking ass.